What if miracles were not random acts of divine intervention, but honored guests who only visit homes that are ready to receive them? The truth is, the universe is constantly seeking to deliver blessings, opportunities, and profound moments of grace into our lives. The problem is not that miracles are rare, but that our inner homes are often too cluttered, too dark, and too chaotic for such magnificent guests to enter. We pray for visitors of light and abundance, while our doors are bolted by fear and our windows are clouded by doubt. This guide is your personal manual for a complete spiritual renovation. It will teach you how to declutter your mind, furnish your heart with gratitude, and put out a welcome mat of such unwavering faith that miracles have no choice but to stop and knock on your door. The welcome mat effect, creating the conditions for miracles to arrive, written and published by Success Attraction Formula. Chapter 1. First, declutter your inner house. Imagine you have just inherited a magnificent historic mansion. It is structurally sound, filled with priceless potential, and sits on a beautiful piece of land. However, for decades it has been completely neglected. Every room is filled to the ceiling with clutter, old furniture, dusty boxes of forgotten memories, piles of unopened mail, and cobwebs of old stagnant energy. Now imagine you want to host a grand, elegant party in this mansion. You want to invite guests of honor, joy, creativity, prosperity, and love to come and fill its halls. Would you send out the invitations while the house is still in this state of disarray? Of course not. There would be no room for the guests to enter, no space for them to be comfortable, and the chaotic, dusty atmosphere would repel them instantly. This mansion is a perfect metaphor for your inner world, your mind, your heart, and your spirit. It is a place of infinite potential, but for many of us, it has become cluttered over the years with the debris of our past. It is filled with the dusty boxes of old resentments, the cobwebs of limiting beliefs, the unopened mail of unprocessed emotions, and the heavy furniture of past traumas. We consciously say we want to invite the miracles of abundance and joy into our lives, but we are trying to host them in an inner house that is already completely full of clutter, leaving no space for anything new and beautiful to enter. The transformative solution, the absolute first step in preparing for the arrival of miracles, is to embark on a thorough and courageous inner decluttering. You must consciously and deliberately create empty, clean, and beautiful space within yourself. You cannot add to a space that is already full. You must be willing to sort through the contents of your inner house, to look at the old beliefs and emotions you have been storing, and to make conscious choices about what to keep and what to let go of. This is not a process of self-criticism or judgment. It is a loving and liberating act of spiritual housekeeping. It is about honoring the past for the lessons it taught you, and then lovingly releasing what no longer serves the beautiful future you intend to create. When you clear out the old stagnant energy of fear, resentment, and limitation, you create a vacuum. And by the laws of the universe, a vacuum must be filled. By creating clean, empty, and peaceful space within you, you are creating a beautiful and inviting home that the miracles you desire will be irresistibly drawn to. The first category of clutter you must address is the heavy furniture of old resentments. Resentments, grudges, and unforgiven hurts are some of the heaviest and most space-consuming pieces of clutter in our inner house. They are like massive, dark, and heavy armoires that we drag with us from room to room year after year. They drain our energy, poison our atmosphere, and leave no space for the light furniture of joy and peace. The practice for removing this clutter is the forgiveness release. Forgiveness in this context is not about condoning the other person's behavior or even reconciling with them. It is a purely selfish act. It is the act of deciding that you are no longer willing to carry that heavy piece of furniture. To practice this, find a quiet space with a journal. Write a letter to the person you hold a resentment against. Do not send this letter. It is for you alone. Pour out all of your anger, your hurt, and your pain onto the page. Be completely honest. After you have emptied yourself of the negative charge, you will then write a second part to the letter. You will write, "For the sake of my own peace and my own freedom, I now choose to forgive you. I release you from the debt I thought you owed me. I release myself from the burden of carrying this anger. Then, you will safely and ceremonially destroy the letter by burning it or tearing it into small pieces. This ritual is a powerful declaration to the universe that you are letting go of the heavy furniture and creating space for lightness and grace. The second category of clutter is the dusty cobwebs of limiting beliefs. These are the old, sticky, and often invisible beliefs that hang in the corners of our minds, catching dust and blocking the light. These are the beliefs like, I'm not worthy, it's too late for me, I'm not smart enough, or life is always a struggle. These cobwebs create a dark, dreary atmosphere in our inner house. The practice for clearing them is the light of awareness. You must become a gentle cleaner, shining a light into the dark corners of your mind to expose these beliefs. A powerful way to do this is to pay attention to your I am statements. For a few days, notice how you complete the sentence I am in your daily self-talk. Do you say, I am so tired, I am so broke, I am so unlucky? Each of these is a limiting belief you are reinforcing. Once you shine the light of awareness on one of these beliefs, you can begin to gently clean it away with a belief reframe. You will consciously choose a new, more empowering belief to replace the old one. For example, when you catch yourself thinking, I am so bad with money, you will pause and consciously replace it with, I am learning to become a masterful and responsible steward of my financial resources. You are not lying to yourself. You are consciously choosing to sweep away the old cobweb and let the light of a new possibility shine in. The third and final category of clutter is the unopened mail of unprocessed emotions. Throughout our lives, we experience emotions, sadness, grief, disappointment, that can feel too painful to deal with in the moment. So, we stuff them down, like unopened letters, letting them pile up in the hallways of our inner house. This pile of unprocessed emotional mail creates a massive blockage, preventing the free flow of energy and joy. To clear this, you must practice conscious emotional processing. This means setting aside time to safely and lovingly open your old mail. This can be done through journaling, where you allow yourself to write about a past hurt without judgment. It can be done by talking to a trusted friend or a professional therapist. It can also be done through physical release, like going for a run, punching a pillow, or having a good cathartic cry while listening to sad music. The goal is not to dwell in the old emotion, but to finally allow it to be felt, acknowledged, and released from your body. Each time you consciously process an old emotion, you are clearing a pile of mail from your hallway, creating more and more open, clear space inside of you. You are making your inner house a place of flow, a place where energy can move freely, and a place where new and beautiful experiences can finally be delivered. You have now begun the most important renovation project of your life. You are courageously decluttering your inner house, making it a clean, spacious, and beautiful home. The old, heavy energy is being released, and a new sense of lightness and possibility is beginning to emerge. But now that your house is clean and spacious, a new and exciting question arises. You have an infinite number of potential guests you could invite into this beautiful new space. How do you decide which magnificent miracles to specifically invite in? How do you craft an invitation so clear, so compelling, and so aligned with your soul that the universe knows exactly who to send to your door? Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 2. Decide which miracles to invite. Imagine you have just completed a magnificent renovation of your home. Every room is sparkling clean. The energy is light and airy, and there is a beautiful, spacious feeling throughout. You are now ready to host a wonderful gathering. You decide to send out invitations. But instead of sending a clear, specific invitation to a particular person for a particular event, you simply write the word party on a blank card and throw it out your front door into the wind. Who will show up? It is impossible to say. You might get a few random passers-by, you might get no one at all, or you might get a chaotic mix of guests who do not belong together. The party, if it happens at all, will be unfocused, chaotic, and unlikely to be the joyful, elegant gathering you had envisioned. This is precisely how most people approach the process of inviting miracles into their lives. After they have done some initial work of clearing their inner clutter, they hold a vague, unfocused desire for something better. They send out a blank invitation to the universe that simply says, "I want to be happy," or "I want more abundance." This lack of specificity is a form of energetic confusion. The universe, which is infinitely responsive and ready to deliver, receives this vague invitation and, like a confused guest, does not know what to bring, when to arrive, or even if it is truly wanted. As a result, the miracles we receive are often random, inconsistent, or not at all what our soul truly desires. The transformative solution is to become a master inviter. You must move from the passive state of holding a vague wish to the active, creative state of crafting a clear, specific, and compelling invitation for a miracle. This is the art of getting crystal clear on exactly what you want to experience, and then formally and intentionally extending that invitation to the universe. A clear invitation is a powerful act of co-creation. It demonstrates your commitment, it focuses your creative energy, and it provides the universe with a precise blueprint of the guest you wish to welcome. When you send out a specific invitation for a loving and supportive romantic partner who shares my passion for travel and adventure, you are far more likely to receive that exact experience than if you just vaguely hope for love. When you invite a new career opportunity that allows me to use my creative talents and doubles my income, you are providing the universe with specific coordinates for delivery. Becoming a master inviter is about honoring your own desires enough to define them, and honoring the universe enough to give it clear instructions so it can joyfully and efficiently deliver your miracle to your door. The first step in crafting your invitation is the soul's desire discovery. Before you can invite a guest, you must first be sure it is a guest your soul truly wants to entertain. So many of our desires are not our own. They are shoulds that we have absorbed from our family, our friends, and our culture. We think we should want a certain type of career, a certain type of lifestyle, or a certain type of relationship. To send a truly powerful invitation, it must come from the authentic desires of your own heart. The practice for this is a deep journaling exercise called the Freedom Test. Find a quiet space, and for at least 20 minutes, write in response to this prompt. If I had unlimited money, unlimited time, and the guaranteed support of everyone in my life, and if I knew I could not fail, what would I choose to do, be, and have? Allow yourself to dream without any limitations. Do not edit your thoughts. Let your pen fly across the page. Would you be a painter living in a small cottage by the sea? Would you be a philanthropist starting a global charity? Would you be an adventurer climbing the world's highest mountains? This exercise helps you bypass the logical, conditioned mind and access the true, unfiltered desires of your soul. The answers you find here are the authentic guests you are meant to invite into your home. Once you have identified an authentic desire, the second step is to design the invitation with loving detail. A beautiful invitation for a party does not just say the date and time. It sets a tone, it builds excitement, and it gives the guest a sense of what to expect. You must do the same for your miracle. The practice for this is scripting the scene. You will take one of your authentic desires and write a short, present-tense script of the scene as if that miracle has already arrived. Engage all of your senses. For example, if your desire is to manifest a successful book deal, your script might look something like this. I am sitting in my favorite armchair, the morning sun warming my face. I am holding a warm mug of coffee and its rich aroma fills the air. In my other hand, I'm holding my phone. I am looking at an email from my new literary agent. The subject line reads, "We have an offer." My heart is beating with a joyful, powerful rhythm. I can feel a huge smile spreading across my face as I read the words, "A major publishing house has offered a 6-figure advance." I take a deep, satisfying breath and feel a wave of profound gratitude and accomplishment wash over me. I did it. This scripting practice is not just wishful thinking. It is the act of creating a detailed, multisensory, and emotionally charged blueprint for your miracle. It is the beautiful, detailed invitation that you will now send to the universe. The third and final step is to formally send the invitation. An invitation, no matter how beautifully designed, is useless until it is sent. This is the act of formally and ceremonially releasing your desire to the universe, an act of faith that your invitation will be received. The practice for this is a release ritual. After you have written your scripted scene, you will read it aloud with as much feeling and emotion as you can muster. Truly feel the joy, the gratitude, and the excitement as if it were happening right now. Then, you will perform a symbolic act of release. You can fold up the paper your script is written on, place it in an envelope, and address it to the universe. You can then place this invitation in a special miracle box, or you can take it outside and burn it safely, visualizing the smoke carrying your invitation up into the cosmos. As you perform this act, you will say aloud, "The invitation has been sent. I have made my request with clarity and joy. I now release it with faith, trusting that the perfect guest is now on their way to me at the perfect time." This ritual is a powerful psychological and energetic act. It signals to your subconscious mind and to the universe that your part of the asking process is complete. You have sent the invitation, and now your only job is to prepare for the arrival of your honored guest. You have now completed the first and most essential steps in creating the welcome mat effect. You have decluttered your inner house, creating a beautiful, spacious home. And you have crafted and sent a clear, specific, and compelling invitation for the exact miracle you wish to receive. The invitation is on its way. But what about the atmosphere inside your home? Is it warm, inviting, and filled with a welcoming light? Or is it cold and dark with the energy of doubt and impatience? How do you now cultivate an inner ambiance so beautiful and so magnetic that your invited miracle feels irresistibly drawn to your door, eager to arrive and stay? Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 3. The Welcoming Ambiance of Gratitude. Imagine you have sent a beautiful, heartfelt invitation to an honored guest, someone you deeply admire and are excited to host. You have cleaned your home from top to bottom, creating a lovely, spacious environment. Now, on the day your guest is due to arrive, what kind of atmosphere do you want to create inside your home? Do you want the air to be filled with the beautiful sound of music, the warm glow of soft lighting, and the delightful aroma of something delicious baking in the oven? Or do you want your guest to arrive to a house that is silent, dark, and cold, with an atmosphere of tense, anxious waiting? The choice is obvious. A warm, joyful, and welcoming ambiance makes a guest feel cherished, comfortable, and eager to stay. A cold and anxious atmosphere makes them feel unwelcome and want to leave as quickly as possible. This is a perfect analogy for the energetic atmosphere you hold within yourself after you have sent your invitation to the universe. Your inner ambiance is your dominant emotional state. If your dominant emotion is one of worry, doubt, impatience, or focusing on what you lack, you are creating a cold, dark, and repellent atmosphere. Even though you have sent the invitation, the miracle you have invited will feel this unwelcoming energy, and its arrival will be delayed or diverted. It is like inviting a guest for a joyful party, and then greeting them at the door with a feeling of misery and despair. They simply will not want to come inside. The transformative solution is to consciously become the master of your inner ambiance. You must learn to deliberately cultivate the single most warm, welcoming, and magnetic emotional frequency you can possibly generate, the frequency of deep, genuine gratitude. Gratitude is the beautiful music, the warm lighting, and the delightful aroma of your inner home. It is a high-frequency energy that sends a powerful resonant signal out into the universe that says, "This is a happy, blessed, and welcoming home. All good things are cherished here. Miracles are welcome to arrive and stay." When you learn to make gratitude your default emotional state, you are not just hoping for your miracle to arrive. You are creating an irresistible, energetic vortex that actively draws it toward you with speed and grace. Gratitude is the ultimate welcome mat. It is the energy that tells your honored guest, "I am so happy you are coming. I have prepared a beautiful space for you, and I am already celebrating your arrival." This welcoming ambiance is what makes the universe fall in love with delivering blessings to your door. The first principle in cultivating this ambiance is to learn to find the gratitude in the now. The most common mistake people make is to postpone their gratitude. They think, I will be grateful when my miracle arrives. I will feel happy when my problems are solved. This is a trap that keeps your inner house cold and dark in the present moment. To create a welcoming ambiance, you must find things to be grateful for right now, regardless of your current external circumstances. The practice for this is the gratitude scavenger hunt. Your assignment is to become a detective of delight, a scavenger for small blessings. Throughout your day, you will actively hunt for at least 5 small, simple things that you can be genuinely grateful for. This is not about forcing yourself to feel grateful for your problems. It is about shifting your focus to the good that already exists, no matter how small. You might find gratitude for the warmth of the sun on your skin, the taste of your favorite tea, the comfort of your favorite sweater, a funny video that made you laugh, or the simple fact that you have eyes that can see. For each item you find, you will pause for a moment and truly feel the appreciation. This practice powerfully retrains your brain. For years, it may have been expertly trained to scan the environment for problems and threats. The gratitude scavenger hunt retrains it to scan the environment for blessings and beauty. This immediately begins to change the dominant atmosphere of your inner house from one of lack to one of quiet, gentle appreciation. Once you become skilled at finding gratitude in the present, the second principle is to amplify the feeling. It is one thing to mentally acknowledge something you are grateful for. It is another thing entirely to let that feeling of gratitude fill your entire being. This amplified feeling is what truly creates the magnetic ambience. The most powerful practice for this is the gratitude immersion. This is a dedicated 5 to 10 minute daily practice, best done in your quiet, sacred space. You will choose just one thing from your life that you are genuinely and deeply grateful for. It could be a person, a pet, a past memory, or a beautiful place in nature. You will then close your eyes and immerse yourself in the feeling of that gratitude with all of your senses. For example, if you choose a beloved pet, you will not just think, I'm grateful for my dog. You will visualize your dog. You will see their happy face. You will feel the softness of their fur under your hand. You will hear the happy sound of their wagging tail. You will feel the unconditional love that you have for them and that they have for you. You will allow this feeling of love and gratitude to expand from your heart and fill every single cell in your body. You will let it wash over you like a warm, golden wave. This practice of deep, emotional immersion generates a powerful, high-frequency energy field around you. It is like turning on all the warm, beautiful lights in your inner house, creating an ambience that is undeniably welcoming to all good things. The third and final principle is the advanced practice of future tense gratitude. This is the art of feeling deep and sincere gratitude for the miracle you have invited before it has physically arrived. This is the ultimate expression of faith and the most powerful way to create a welcoming ambience. It is like baking a beautiful welcome home cake for a guest who is still on their way. This act proves that you have no doubt that they will arrive. The practice for this is the thank you letter. You will sit down and write a heartfelt letter to the universe or to God or to whatever higher power you believe in. In this letter, you will express your profound gratitude for the miracle that has already been delivered to you. You will write as if it is a past event. For example, Dear Universe, I am writing this letter to express my deepest, most heartfelt thanks for the incredible new business opportunity that you have brought into my life. I am so grateful for the financial abundance it provides, but even more so for the sense of purpose and creative fulfillment I feel every single day. Thank you for guiding me so perfectly. Thank you for bringing the right people and the right resources to me at the exact right time. My heart is overflowing with gratitude for this beautiful gift. Writing and reading this letter regularly generates the precise emotional frequency of a person who has already received their miracle. It makes your inner house feel not just welcoming, but like a celebration is already in progress, an energy that will make your invited miracle rush to join the party. You have now created a truly magnificent inner home. It is clean and decluttered. You have sent a clear and beautiful invitation to the miracle you desire, and you have cultivated a warm, magnetic, and welcoming ambience of deep gratitude. Your home is ready. There is just one final, crucial step you must take to signal to the universe that you are truly ready to receive your guest. What is the final, powerful signal you must place at your very front door? The ultimate declaration of your faith that tells the universe, I am ready, I am waiting, the door is unlocked. Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 4. Putting out your welcome mat of faith. Your inner home is now a magnificent and sacred space. You have courageously cleared out the heavy clutter of old resentments and the dusty cobwebs of limiting beliefs. You have sent a clear, beautiful, and heartfelt invitation to the specific miracle you wish to receive. You have cultivated a warm, magnetic, and welcoming ambiance with the beautiful energy of deep gratitude. Your home is clean, the invitations are in the mail, and the atmosphere inside is perfect. There's just one final crucial step you must take before your honored guest arrives. What is the definitive outward signal you must place at your very front door? What is the one thing that tells your guest and the entire universe, we are joyfully expecting you, we are ready, the door is unlocked, and you are welcome here? It is, of course, the welcome mat. The problem that so many people face at this critical stage, the period of waiting between asking and receiving, is that their faith wavers. The miracle does not arrive on their impatient timeline, and so they begin to doubt. They start to anxiously peek out the windows, wondering if their guest got lost. This anxiety and doubt are the energetic equivalent of pulling the welcome mat back inside, locking the front door, and turning off all the lights. Even if the miracle arrives, it will perceive a dark, closed-off, and unwelcoming home, and will pass by, assuming it has the wrong address or that the party has been canceled. The transformative solution is to learn how to place a large, beautiful, and unshakable welcome mat of faith at the front door of your life. Faith, in this context, is not a passive, hopeful wishing. It is an active, dynamic, and confident state of trust. It is the unwavering inner knowing that because you have properly prepared your home and sent a clear invitation, your invited guest is, without a doubt, on their way. Active faith is the bridge that connects your inner preparation with the outer manifestation. It is the energy that holds the space open for your miracle to arrive. It is the calm, joyful, and expectant energy of the host, who, after preparing for a party, is not worrying about whether the guests will show up, but is instead calmly and happily making the final joyful preparations, knowing their arrival is an absolute certainty. Placing this welcome mat of faith at your door is the final and most powerful signal you can send to the universe. It is a bold declaration of your trust in the creative process, and it is this very trust that dissolves the final barriers and allows your miracle to arrive with grace and speed. The first principle in laying down your welcome mat is to act as if. Faith is not just a belief, it is a way of being that is demonstrated through your actions. You must begin to take small, joyful, physical actions that are congruent with the reality you are expecting. These actions are a powerful way of demonstrating your faith to yourself and to the universe. They prove that you are not just hoping, but that you are actively preparing for the inevitable arrival of your miracle. The practice here is preparatory action. Ask yourself, if I knew with 100% certainty that my miracle was arriving next week, what small things would I be doing today to get ready? For example, if you have invited the miracle of a new, soul-aligned romantic partner, you might act as if by clearing out a drawer in your dresser to make space for them, or by starting a new hobby that the you in that happy relationship would enjoy. If you have invited the miracle of financial abundance to fund your new business, you might spend an hour joyfully researching the best laptops for your future company, not from a place of lack, but from a place of excited preparation. These small, congruent actions send a powerful, undeniable signal of faith. You are not just waiting for your guest, you are actively and joyfully preparing a room for them. The second principle is to release the timeline. One of the biggest ways we pull our welcome mat inside is by becoming rigidly attached to when our miracle must arrive. An honored guest is still an honored guest, whether they arrive at exactly 6 p.m. or at 6:15 p.m. If you stand at the door, tapping your foot and looking at your watch with growing impatience at 6:01 p.m., you are creating an anxious, unwelcoming energy. You must trust in divine timing. The universe has a far more intelligent and comprehensive view of the situation than you do. It may be arranging people, places, and events behind the scenes in a way that requires a little more time to ensure the most perfect and graceful arrival. Your impatience and your attempts to force your own rigid timeline demonstrate a profound lack of trust, which pollutes the welcoming ambiance you have worked so hard to create. The practice for this is a powerful timeline surrender. Whenever you feel yourself becoming anxious about when your miracle will arrive, you must perform this simple ritual. Place your hand on your heart, take a deep breath, and say aloud, "I trust that my miracle is arriving at the perfect time, in the perfect way. I release my need to control the timeline, and I place my faith in the wisdom of the universe." This conscious act of surrender is like a host deciding to relax and enjoy the music, trusting that their guest will arrive at the most appropriate moment. This relaxed, trusting energy is what keeps your welcome mat firmly and beautifully in place. The third and final principle is to speak with certainty. The language you use both in your internal self-talk and in your conversations with others is a powerful indicator and creator of your level of faith. Every word you speak is an energetic command, either reinforcing your faith or broadcasting your doubt. To keep your welcome mat out, you must learn to speak the language of faith. This means consciously shifting your vocabulary from the language of hoping to the language of knowing. The practice is the language shift. You will begin to notice and eliminate words and phrases of doubt, such as "I hope," "I wish," "if only," and "maybe one day." You will replace them with words and phrases of quiet, calm certainty. This does not mean you should be arrogant or make loud proclamations to everyone you meet. It is a subtle but powerful internal and external shift. For instance, instead of saying, "I hope I get that job," you can shift to, "I am excited to see which wonderful career opportunity aligns with me first." Instead of saying, "I wish I could find a partner," you can say, "I am enjoying this time of preparing myself for the amazing relationship that is coming into my life." This language of certainty does something profound. It programs your subconscious mind for success and sends a clear, unwavering signal of faith out into the universe. It is the final touch that makes your welcome mat bright, visible, and absolutely undeniable. You have now created the perfect conditions for a miracle to arrive. Your inner house is clean and spacious. Your invitation is clear and heartfelt. The ambiance of gratitude is warm and magnetic. And now, your beautiful welcome mat of unwavering faith is placed firmly at your front door. You are ready. But in the midst of your joyful expectation, how do you notice when your guest has actually arrived? Miracles often do not announce themselves with a loud trumpet blast, but with a quiet, gentle knock. What is the art of listening for the knock of opportunity, so that when your miracle arrives, you are ready to receive it? Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 5. Listening for the Knock of Opportunity. Imagine you are inside your beautiful, newly renovated home. The space is decluttered, the ambiance is warm and filled with the music of gratitude, and your welcome mat of faith is proudly displayed at the entrance. You are joyfully and confidently expecting the arrival of your honored guest. But what if, while you are waiting, you have put on a pair of noise-canceling headphones and are completely engrossed in a loud movie, totally oblivious to the world outside? Your guest, your long-awaited miracle, could arrive at your front door and knock, gently at first, then a little louder. But because you are so consumed by the noise and distraction in your own world, you would completely miss it. The opportunity would pass, not because it did not show up, but because you were not present and aware enough to hear its arrival. This is one of the most common and tragic ways that miracles are missed. We do all the magnificent work of preparing ourselves, but then we get lost in the noise of our daily lives, the constant chatter of our own minds, the endless distractions of the digital world, and the overwhelming busyness of our schedules. Miracles rarely arrive with a loud, demanding bang. They usually begin as a quiet knock, a gentle whisper, a subtle sign, or an intuitive nudge. If our inner and outer worlds are too loud, we will simply fail to perceive these delicate first contacts, and our greatest opportunities may pass us by, unheard and unanswered. The transformative solution is to cultivate the refined skill of receptive listening. You must become like a vigilant and loving host who, while enjoying the ambiance of their home, always keeps a gentle, listening ear tuned to the sound of the front door. Receptive listening is the art of intentionally quieting the inner and outer noise in your life in order to become highly sensitive to the synchronicities, the intuitive hits, the unexpected ideas, and the chance encounters that are the universe's way of knocking on your door. It is about understanding that the arrival of a miracle is often not a single event, but a process that begins with these subtle signals. When you learn to quiet your mind and heighten your senses, you begin to notice a hidden layer of communication that is always happening just beneath the surface of your normal, busy life. You move from being a distracted and oblivious resident to being a present, mindful, and highly attuned host, one who is capable of hearing even the quietest knock of opportunity and is always ready to respond. The first principle of receptive listening is quieting the inner noise. The loudest and most persistent noise we experience is the constant, restless chatter of our own minds. If your mind is a whirlwind of worries, to-do lists, and mental replays of past events, it is impossible to hear the subtle whispers of intuition. You must, therefore, create moments of deliberate inner silence. The most effective practice for this is a simple daily presence practice. This does not require you to become a master of meditation overnight. It simply means creating small pockets of intentional silence in your day. You can start with just 5 minutes. Find a quiet place, set a timer, close your eyes, and simply focus on the sensation of your own breath moving in and out of your body. When your mind wanders, as it inevitably will, you will gently and without judgment guide your attention back to your breath. This practice is like turning down the volume on your own mental static. It creates a quiet, spacious backdrop against which the small, quiet knocks of the universe can finally be heard. Another simple practice is to take mindful moments throughout your day. While washing the dishes, for example, just focus on the feeling of the warm water on your hands. While walking, just focus on the feeling of your feet on the ground. These small acts of presence calm the noisy mind and open up your channels of perception. Once you have begun to quiet the inner noise, the second principle is recognizing the many kinds of knocks. The universe is infinitely creative and will use a variety of ways to get your attention. You must learn to recognize its different styles of knocking. One of the most common is synchronicity. These are the meaningful coincidences that we discussed earlier, the universe's winks. When you see a repeating number or hear a song with the perfect lyrics at the exact right moment, this is a knock. Another kind of knock is the recurring theme. This is when a particular idea, subject, or opportunity seems to pop up repeatedly in a short period from different, unrelated sources. For example, you have invited the miracle of a new creative passion into your life. In the span of 1 week, a friend randomly mentions they have started taking pottery classes. You see a documentary about a famous ceramic artist, and you walk past a local studio offering a beginner's workshop. This is not a coincidence. This is the universe knocking loudly on your door, saying, perhaps you should look into this. A third kind of knock is the unexpected offer. This is when someone offers you an opportunity, a piece of advice, or a connection that seems to come out of the blue but is perfectly aligned with the miracle you have invited. The practice here is to become a pattern recognizer, keeping a log in your journal of these occurrences to help you see the emerging themes and messages. The third and most crucial principle is following the intuitive nudge. This is the moment you actually respond to the knock. An intuitive nudge is a strong, quiet, and often illogical feeling or urge to do something. It is the purest form of guidance from your inner compass. It is the universe's way of not just knocking, but whispering, the door you are looking for is over here. Following these nudges is a profound act of faith, and it is how you actively co-create your miracles. The challenge is that these nudges rarely come with a logical explanation. Your rational mind will often try to talk you out of them. For example, you have invited the miracle of greater financial flow. You are sitting at your desk, and you get a sudden powerful urge to go for a walk in a park you rarely visit. The logical mind argues, "You don't have time for that, you should be working." But the receptive listener recognizes this as a potential knock. They trust the nudge and go for the walk. At the park, they sit on a bench next to a stranger and strike up a conversation. It turns out this stranger is an investor looking for new projects, or a potential client who desperately needs the exact service they provide. The miracle was delivered through the intuitive nudge. The practice here is to build your trust muscle. Start by acting on the small, low-stakes nudges. The more you follow them and see the positive results, the easier it will become to trust the bigger ones. You have now become a master of preparation and a skilled, receptive listener. Your inner house is in perfect order. Your welcome mat of faith is out, and your ear is tuned to the door, listening for the arrival of your miracle. The gentle knocking has begun, and you have recognized it. Now comes the final, exhilarating moment of the entire process. The guest is at the door. What does it take to have the courage to turn the handle, to swing the door wide open, and to finally come face to face with the miracle you have so lovingly invited into your life? Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 6. Opening the door to your miracle. The moment has arrived. Your inner house is pristine. The warm ambiance of gratitude fills the air. Your welcome mat of faith is bright and clear, and you have heard the gentle, unmistakable knock of opportunity at your front door. You have walked to the door, your heart beating with a mixture of exhilarating excitement and a touch of profound awe. Your hand is on the doorknob. Everything you have worked for, everything you have prepared for, has led to this single, pivotal moment. This is the moment of truth. Do you have the courage to turn the handle, to swing the door wide open, and to joyfully welcome the miracle that stands on your threshold? This may seem like the easiest and most obvious step, but it is often the final and most challenging hurdle of all. When our miracle actually arrives, when the opportunity is truly before us, it can be unexpectedly terrifying. The arrival of a miracle signifies profound change. It means our life will never be the same. It challenges our old, familiar identity and asks us to step into a bigger, brighter, and more powerful version of ourselves. In this moment, the last vestiges of our unworthiness can rise up, whispering, "Are you sure you're ready for this? Who are you to deserve this?" The fear of the unknown and the imposter syndrome, the feeling that we are a fraud who is about to be found out, can cause us to hesitate, to freeze, or to even open the door just a tiny crack, letting only a sliver of our miracle in. This final hesitation is what separates those who experience fleeting moments of good luck from those who embody a life of sustained miracles. The transformative solution, the final and most courageous act of creation, is to open the door with a full-bodied, unequivocal, and joyful yes. This is the grand culmination of all your inner work, the moment where preparation meets opportunity. Opening the door is more than just a passive act of acceptance. It is a powerful, conscious, and deliberate choice to step across the threshold into your new reality. It is about having the courage to fully and gratefully receive the gift you have been given, without reservation and without apology. It requires you to lovingly say goodbye to the old identity that no longer serves you, the identity of the person who was striving, waiting, and wishing, and to fully and joyfully embrace the new identity that your answered prayer has made possible. It is the moment you stop seeing yourself as someone who is trying to attract miracles and start seeing yourself as someone who lives a miraculous life. Learning to open the door fully and without hesitation is what solidifies your manifestation, making it a permanent and integrated part of your life's architecture, not just a fleeting visitor. It is the final, powerful declaration that you are not just hosting a miracle for a day, you are welcoming it home. The first principle in this final act is cultivating the courage to receive. As the door is about to open, it is natural for fear to surface. This fear is simply your old programming's last attempt to keep you safe in the familiar territory of your past limitations. You must not fight this fear, but you must not let it stop you. The practice is to acknowledge the fear and choose to act anyway. As your hand is on the doorknob, you can take a deep breath and practice a simple worthiness affirmation. You can say to yourself, "I acknowledge the fear I am feeling. I thank it for trying to protect me. And now, I affirm that I am ready, I am worthy, and it is safe for me to receive this good." For example, an artist who has been inviting the miracle of recognition is suddenly offered a major gallery show. The opportunity is everything they have ever wanted, but it comes with a wave of terror. What if my work isn't good enough? What if the critics hate it? This is the fear at the threshold. Instead of backing away, they would pause, breathe, and affirm, "I am a talented artist, and it is safe for me to share my work with the world. I am ready to receive this recognition." This conscious act of choosing courage over fear is what gives you the strength to turn the doorknob. Once the door is open, the second principle is stepping across the threshold. This is the crucial process of integration. A miracle, once received, must be integrated into your life for it to become your new normal. You must fully step into the new reality it brings. This means consciously letting go of the old patterns, habits, and behaviors that belong to your previous identity. If you open the door to financial abundance but continue to operate from a mindset of scarcity and worry, the miracle will feel dissonant and will not be sustained. The practice here is congruent embodiment. You must begin to consistently think, act, and make decisions from the perspective of the person who is now living this new, miraculous reality. Ask yourself daily, how would the person who has your miracle act in this situation? For instance, if you have opened the door to a miracle of vibrant health, you must integrate it by consistently acting as a healthy person. You joyfully choose nourishing foods, you move your body with pleasure, and you prioritize rest, not because you have to, but because that is now who you are. This congruent action solidifies the change, making your new reality feel natural, normal, and permanent. You are not just visiting the new house, you are unpacking your bags and making it your home. The third and ultimate principle of opening the door is celebrating the guest. The final and most joyful act of receiving is to celebrate the arrival of your miracle with profound, overflowing gratitude. This celebration is not just a party. It is a powerful, energetic act that completes the entire creative cycle. When you celebrate your miracle with genuine joy and deep appreciation, you are sending the most powerful signal of all back to the universe. You are saying, "Thank you. I see you. I appreciate this gift more than words can say. My home is a place where miracles are cherished and celebrated." This energy of celebration not only anchors your current miracle firmly into your life, but it also acts as a brand new, powerful invitation for even more miracles to arrive. The universe loves a joyful receiver. The practice for this is to create a celebration ritual. When your miracle arrives, no matter how big or small, you must consciously celebrate it. This could be as simple as lighting a candle and saying a prayer of thanks, or as elaborate as hosting a dinner party with friends to share your good news. The act of sharing your joy is a particularly powerful amplifier. When you tell others about the miracle you have received, you magnify the celebratory energy and you inspire faith in them, which is a beautiful gift in itself. This final act of grateful celebration is what transforms a single event into a perpetual self-reinforcing cycle of receiving. You have now walked the complete path of the welcome mat effect. You have learned to declutter your inner house, to send a clear invitation for the miracle you desire, to create a welcoming ambience of gratitude, to put out your welcome mat of faith, to listen for the knock of opportunity, and finally, to swing the door wide open with courage and joy. You now understand that creating a miraculous life is not about luck or chance. It is about consciously and lovingly preparing a beautiful and welcoming home for the good that is always seeking to find you. This is not an endpoint. It is the beginning of a new way of living, A life where your front door is always open, your heart is always ready, and your welcome mat is a permanent and shining fixture, signaling to all the miracles of the universe that this is a place they can joyfully and finally call home. We have come to the end of our journey together, a complete guide to renovating your inner world and laying out the welcome mat for the life of your dreams. You have learned how to declutter your mind of old limitations, how to invite your desires with clarity, how to create a magnetic ambience of gratitude, and how to hold a state of unwavering faith. You have discovered how to listen for the knock of opportunity, and most importantly, how to find the courage to open the door wide. You now possess the blueprint for creating the sacred conditions that make miracles not just possible, but inevitable. May your home be forever filled with honored and magnificent guests. Thank you for the beautiful gift of your time and your willingness to embark on this journey of transformation. It has been a true joy to be your guide. If this masterclass has helped you prepare your own home for miracles, please consider showing your support by giving this video a like and subscribing to the Success Attraction Formula channel for more inspiration. We would be honored to read about the guests who are arriving at your door in the comments below.